booby trap, water, building, ambush left, ambush right.
Learning to remain hidden, communicate and operate tactically is one of a number of skills candidates must learn, but there's much more.
You're working constantly during the whole period of daylight, and you're learning things all the time. Patrolling, ambushes, demolitions, cutting LS sites, landing sites for choppers, 4-man contact drills, 2-man contact drills. So you're learning everything constantly all the time.
It's during the jungle phase that candidates learn one of the basic operational skills of the SAS, intelligence gathering. In warfare, intelligence gathering is often the primary role of the SAS. But to watch the enemy secretly, you need a place to hide. The SAS call these OPs, or observation posts. The SAS are experts at setting up OPs. They're often constructed under cover of darkness, and men can spend up to 28 days in position observing the enemy. The skill of gathering intelligence is just as crucial in urban and counter-terrorism scenarios. Total patience, an eye for detail, and the ability to collate information on the enemy is the name of the game. These are the critical prerequisites to mounting a successful operation. The jungle phase of SAS training is an intense learning curve for candidates, but coping with the environment can be just as hard. The extreme conditions of the jungle make this phase of training one of the most mentally demanding for potential recruits. The heat, humidity, insects and wildlife make it a completely inhospitable environment.
You're living in each other's pockets, you're putting in your patrols, and you're living with 3 other guys during that month in the jungle all the time. You sleep together, you drink and eat together, you crap together, and you've got to do everything in twos. So if you want to go for a crap, then your buddy comes with you and he'll have a crap at the same time, yeah? So you can sit having a conversation, you know, beside one another. So you're doing that all the time, and you become very intimate with them. Because
the hard routine, intense pressure to perform, and jungle environment puts extreme mental strain on candidates. If you have any emotional baggage, then the long claustrophobic jungle nights will play havoc with your ability to deal with the intense training regimen required by the SAS. All training is done under the watchful eye of the directing staff, or DS. The DS are watching to see whether candidates can operate in a 4-man patrol, and that they have the natural ability to learn all the tactical and operational skills needed by the regiment. At this stage, the fate of the candidates is totally dependent on their teamwork and tactical ability.
these guys that come into the squadron have got to be able to fulfil a role in the squadron. And it's up to the DS to select the people under this, the rules as they are. No favouritism, just straight down the line and do the job. Because at the end of the day, would you share a foxhole, a trench, with this guy in a battle? And if you say, well, maybe not, then see you, he's not the man for it. But if you say aye, then he's in.
Contact drills are practiced constantly by candidates so that they can perfect this most essential combat skill of the four-man patrol. Candidates use live rounds, so there is no option of getting it wrong.
That was absolute crap, right? It was terrible. Maybe that day when you were doing some training or something, you did something wrong and you got punished for it, bollocking for it. And you'll find that's when most people jack is in the morning, after they've had that long period of time to sit and contemplate what this is all about. That's when, you know, the solitude, the worry, these seeds of doubt start coming into your mind. Most of the guys get up in the morning, think, I've got to put this wet gear in again. No, and they're not going to do it.
After jungle training, those candidates that remain return to Hereford, where they'll spend a month undergoing survival training.
Once you finish that jungle phase, then you're 75% of the way there. We are, you know, a unit which operates behind enemy lines, and there's a, you know, if you get captured, then you're going to get interrogated, and you've got to be able to escape and evade. If you're bumped or you have a contact behind enemy lines where you lose some casualties, you've got to be able to get away from that and operate as an individual and survive. And if you can't do that, then they're not going to send you behind enemy lines if they don't train you how to do that.
Right, Johnny, take me that left-hand side.
SAS missions are highly dangerous. There's always a chance you'll get bumped by the enemy and end up going on the run pursued by a hunter force. Experience and extensive training are the secret to surviving on the run. It's essential that each man carry their own personal survival kit.
This is my survival kit. Various cutting implements. A wire saw. This will cut through metal. Could also be used for other things as well. Most important thing is a good sharp knife. Water purification tablets. A heliograph for signaling helicopters or aircraft. A pair of tweezers for removing thorns. You leave them in too long, then they're likely to turn poisonous. You may carry some local currency, some safety pins, a little sewing set. When you're on the run for a while, then your clothes start to deteriorate. A button compass, very important. A silk sketch map. This will be hidden in your body somewhere. If you go on the run, then you've got a map of the area.
In the survival kit, there are some unusual lifesavers.
Condoms for water collection. Put it inside a sock, fill the condom with water, and get a nice little carrier bag to carry the water in. A tampon. Very important that you open the tampon out. Striker and flint. Some alcohol wipes. Can be used for cleaning wounds, but can also be used for lighting fires. Some glycerin, which you mix with potassium permanganate. Potassium permanganate can also be used to sterilise your water. It tastes pretty bad, but keeps you alive. As you can see, you get a very violent reaction when these two chemicals are mixed together. This should be used only in a survival situation and at no other time.
After 3 weeks, candidates are made to go on the run. All they're given is a basic survival kit, and they're pursued by a hunter force. At the end of this, all candidates are captured and have to undergo interrogation to see if they can withstand psychological pressure.
Escape and evasion part of it is, it's good, it's interesting until you get captured. You know what I mean? And that's when the business starts.
Fight him, lads! Get him! Let's go! Get down! Stay there! Get him up. Up! On your feet!
These guys who are doing the hunter force, they'd like nothing better than to grab hold of, you know, a potential SAS guy and beat the out of him, will you?
During interrogation, candidates are deprived of sleep and placed in stress positions to increase the physical and mental hardship.
When you're against the wall, you know, you're physically you're tired, you've had no sleep as well, you know, and against that wall, and your mind drifts off, and your mind has got to drift off, and when you're in a position against the wall, it's quite surprising how comfortable you